Question 1 of the SAT Practice Set 9, Module 2. Subtract 7 on both sides, and you get 350. Oh gosh, 350. Which expression is equivalent to? Okay, you distribute this out. See, you cannot do the addition yet, because PEMDAS says you gotta do multiplication first. Actually, you gotta do the stuff inside of parentheses first. The reason why we can't add first because we don't know what x is. So we use this form here, the distribution rule. Distributive. And if you do that, it should be b. No need to do the calculation because 16 times 15 should be a big number. Okay, age, whether at least 40 years old, at least 40 years. What's the probability? Okay, that's 107. We don't need to worry about the other information there. Okay, so we're going to substitute negative 3x. Well, negative 3x would be negative 12. Plus y is equal to negative 6. Add 12 to both sides, you get y equals 6. Here is slope 1/9. Okay, it's one of these guys. Okay, slope's 1/9, so it's either one of these guys. These are wrong. Because there's a negative 9. So it's okay, past that point. Okay, well, this is it. Put 0. Put 0 in here, and you do get a 14 for y. Okay, what's the value of x? X, that's x. Okay, so that's 70. The straight line adds to 180. Okay, let's just plug it in. Well, that's equal to 1. That's the answer there. Table of 3 value linear relationship. What is the following represents this relationship? Okay. X value increases going from 0, 1, and 2. As that increase, the value of y decreases. So it should be a negative slope, so these are wrong. You should have a negative slope, okay, whether it's 13 or 18. We'll figure that out by intercept. It gives you the intercept, the y-intercept. So you put it 0, you get 18, and that's the case here. Or the parasleeve, okay. Okay, well, that's 10 squared. Oops, 10 squared equal y. I should substitute it. X plus 7 is 10. So 10 squared is equal to y. That's, you put 3 in there, you get 100. Yep. Okay, the function to find what is in the xy plane. The x-intercept is the function crosses the x axis right here. So. And yep, see all is 0 because that's the y. You see that's 0. So this 0 equals 7x minus 84. You put the 84 on the side, divide, and get 12. That's positive 12. Okay, and Rosa. Okay, savings account. It's about a bank. So that's relationship between T and N. Well, as time goes on, here's the initial value. So this is it. None of these have initial value. That's 4. That's not even $1. There's 1 there, 1 times. So I put more than $1 in. I put 604. Okay, number 12. What's the predicted volume? Okay, from each second. Okay. Oh, okay. What is the predicted volume? Draining. So it's a volume per second. Some rate. So time is seconds. W is in volume. So W is in the volume. And 300 must be initial volume. And when you make this a volume, okay, and the V times S so you look at the units. See, 4 has a unit of V over S, volume over S, milliliters over S. And time is seconds. So then they will, seconds over second, that will give you milliliters. And so that is the answer. 4 is the milliliters per second. None of these other ones have those units. This is a unit of milliliters. Don't know where that came from. Don't know where this came from. It's not in the equation. Okay, let's see here. 13. Linear, okay. H is 0. What is the value of B? Well, it's 45 in the linear equation. 45. Because you put 0 in there, that's 0. And it should equal 45. Hence 45 equal to B. What is one of the solutions to the equation? What is one of the solutions to it? You can just factor this out. Let's see. Well, since it's a negative here, it can be one's a positive, one's a negative. Let's see. 3, 8. No, 6, 4. Okay, so it'll be 6 and 4, but it can't be 6. No, 2 and 12 then. 2 and 12. Yeah, so positive 12 and it's 2. That's how you get the positive. That's why they add up to be positive 10. And so one of the solutions, well, is either negative 12 or 2. And yeah, so you put negative 12 in there, you get 0 times something, and or you put 2 in there, you get 14 times 0. Both of which will get you 0. Okay, sine is 308 over 3. What is the value of sine of J? F is here, J is there, so it's a different triangle. F corresponds to J though. So, tricky question here. 308, the same thing. They're similar triangles. Sine, cosine, and tangent, they're just ratios. There's names for ratios. Okay, population for Greenville increased by 7%. If population, what is the value of K? If the population is K times the, what is the value of K? Okay, K is 1.07 because it increased. Okay, so it's growing. Okay, so you need to apply a ratio that's greater than 1 to the previous population. Okay, each of the plots represent standard deviation. Okay. Okay, 14, 15. Well, they're all. Yeah, so they're all gonna have a mean, and then they all look the same. They look the same, even though the numbers here and the bottom are different. Standard deviation, that there's gonna be the same standard deviation. Equal to the standard. Okay, B. Okay, so this is less than, this is greater than. There's not enough information, so the answer is B. The way the formula works is the sum of the is the mean, x bar is the mean, and the number of items. Okay, yeah. And if you, okay, let's say the mean is 5. Now let's say the mean is 4 in class A. And similarly, the mean will probably be 17 for class. Let's say it is. Okay, I don't know what the mean is actually, but and then if you do you square the difference for each of the data points, you get the same. You get the same differences. Okay, even though the first Class A is from 1 to 7, and Class B is 14 to 20. Okay. Well, if you have questions, you can leave it in the comments. Okay, this one here is function approximately. Okay, M330 is approximately equal to 362 in its context. So what is it? M is body mass. So 362 should be body mass. And what's approximately 362 kg? Okay, that sounds good. It's not 330 kg. No, that's 330 is the time. This doesn't make any sense. All right. Because there's no divide by 7 anywhere, is there? No, we didn't do that. Similar to triangle such that corresponds to RST. Okay. Measure Z is 20. Okay, 2xy is equal to RS. What's the measure of, I don't know how we're going to use this information. What is the measure of angle T? Well, Z is, okay, well, see, Z is 20. Z is here, and that's T right there, respectively. Okay, so, yeah, it's the same. They're similar triangles, so you have a triangle like this, and a triangle like that. Similar, but they're just maybe bigger. But the angles are the same. The function gives number, how many does that, the double, okay. For it to double, you see there's a 2 there, you need to have that, you need to have this thing equal to 1. So to do that, it would be 410. 410 over 410 is 1. And now that doubles the initial 60,000. The function is defined where, has a y-intercept. Has to do what is the sum, what is the value of a plus b. Okay, we got 2 equations, 2 unknowns here. You put a 0 in, let's put 0 in, you should get 1. So 1 plus b is equal to negative 25. Alright, let's put 2 in there, so you get a squared plus b. What was b? B is negative 26. Alright, this is from here. B is negative 26. Okay. Let's see. Oh, 1 second. Alright. And then that should equal, let's see. 23. Alright, so we're going to add 26, because there's a negative 26. So the opposite of negative 26, or the additive opposite. There's a positive 26, so we're gonna add 26 to both sides. If you do that, you get 49 equal a squared. So it says a is greater than 0, so we're going to use only the positive one, because a is positive or negative 7, but it says a is greater than 0. So we're going to use positive 7 plus the negative 26. So that makes it negative 19 is the answer. Negative 19. Okay, excuse my baby. Yeah. Almost done here. Again. For which of the following table is value to the given inequality? Okay, something's gonna be greater than. So if I were to graph this here real quickly. Okay, so if I were to graph that, okay. 13 is a big slope, so it's very high. It intersects like negative 18 here somewhere. So it looks like that, but you want y to be greater than this, so it should be all this stuff over here on this side. So let's see where that happens at. Let's plug in 8, because I'm looking at these numbers here. I want something greater. There's an 86, there's an 86, there's an 81, 91. I'm thinking it might be just this, because plus 8, let's plug it in, 8. 8 times 13 is, what's 8 times 13? 80, 104. minus 18. Okay, 8 times 15, 80, 24. Yeah, so it's 104 minus 18. That gives you 96, 86? 86. Oh, 86, but it's strictly greater than, so yeah, dude. Okay, a few more. What is this town? Okay, so square miles, conversion is 1760 yards. So we gotta convert from square miles to square yards. Now, this right here, let's square that. That's 1 squared. Well, we squared that 1 already. 1 squared is 1. And then we're gonna square that 1760 yards. To get yards squared. Okay, so how many yards squared in that? In a mile squared. 1760 squared, that's like, oh gosh, I don't know that, but let's see here. 16 squared. I think it's about 16. Let me see, 16. 256. Okay, I think it's 250. It's more than 256. Okay, I use 16 squared. 0, 0, 0, 0. So we're talking about 2.56 million. And I'm up by 4, so I'm already over. The other choices are too small. I'm not gonna even calculate it because of that. Okay, square is a circle. Okay, square is inscribed in a circle. Here's a square. Okay, radius of the circle is, okay, here's this radius. That means diameter is 20 square root of 2. Okay, now, because, we double the radius, so that's the diameter. What is the side length in inches of the square? Okay, so that's 20, because you divide by square root of 2 to get the side. It's one of the formulas on the front of the page. So 20. Which square? Right. Well, all right. Well, the LCM here. Let's see. LCM. This is the LC, lowest common. Because it has an 8 minus y here. You factor it out. You can see. One second. Okay. So you factor this out, and you get x. You get a y. No, you get an x. You get an xy, I think. Yeah, xy. Yes, you get an xy. Okay, so then, none of these other denominators, look. Here's what we want. And so we multiply this by xy over xy. And you add it to that, and then you should, this is the answer. Yes, okay. Okay, let's see, 2 more here. Function defined by, okay. Okay, I want to know what about that. Okay, function equivalent to function. Okay. Another constant. Which of displays y coordinate of the y-intercept the graph? Oh, as a constant, that y coordinate has to be a constant. You want it to be a constant or a coefficient? Okay. Y coordinate. Well, we put a 0, and then you don't get it. You don't get the y coordinate. You get the y coordinate as a plus m, or a plus 8 times 1. Okay, we're almost done here. One second. Okay, so A, let's see. Yeah, the answer is this one here. Okay. None of them satisfy that criteria where no matter what you plug in, you can't get A or K or M or L by itself as a Y. Okay, 27. Given equation has a real number. What is the least possible value k? Okay. Here's an integer constant. Okay. The equation has no real solution. What is the least possible value k? Okay, let's go. If the equation has no real solution, what is the least possible value k? The least possible value k, the smallest value, okay. Well, anyway, I don't know, I'll just move the guys out because it's just k x squared minus 56k. And then I'll move the 16 over too, so plus 16 equals 0, okay. So I have this. What's the least possible value of k? Oh, no real solutions. Okay, that means that this parabola, here's an example of no real solution. That has no real solutions because it doesn't touch the x-axis. This x-axis here. What's the least value? Okay, least. Okay, that means that you come to quadratic equation, you want the b squared minus 4ac to be less than 0. So that goes into imaginary. And so that's b squared less than 4ac. Less than 4ac. Less than 4ac. B squared less than 4ac. So that's 56 squared. And it has to be less than 4k times 16. That's 16 here. So that's, let me rewrite this better. Where can I write this better at? Okay, here it is. Make some space. So 56 squared less than 64k, because 4 times 16. And let's factor out 56. What makes 56? What's that? 7 times 8? I think 7 times 8. 7 times 8. 7 times 8. Gotta be less than 8 times 8. Okay, so it's gotta be, okay, it's gotta be 40. If the kid was 49, it won't be greater, so it gotta be 50. Yeah, it has to be 50, because 49 is too little. 49 would be equal, but we want it to be, yeah, we don't want it to be equal. We want it to be strictly less than, because if it's equal, then you're going to have a real solution. We want no real solutions, and 50, yeah, so 50 is, okay.